Hello, patchworkers. Good to see you through the camera. Good to see you, Christian. Good to see you, Dion. How are you, Christian?
Good to see you, Josh. I'm doing okay. I'm a little flush. I've had a bit of red wine, and I'm not sure what's going on. I've had half a glass, and I feel like my skin's cracking.
Oh, Christian, are you sort of a little bit horny after having a little?
Yeah, that's a good sign. Christian's horny. His skin goes dry. Well, the moisture's going somewhere else, guys.
Oh, my God. He's cracking. He must be ready to go. Thank God these parts don't make it into the episode.
I'm good. I've never described myself as flush, though. I've described a deck of cards as flush, but never myself. Christian, does flush usually relate to how you look, or it's how you feel?
No, well, probably a little bit of both, but I feel at the moment I look more flush than I feel.
Surely to do with your success as well.
Thank you, everyone on YouTube Live who is joining us today. We'll get cracking into the episode shortly. It's been bloody cold in Melbourne, though, that's for sure. So if everyone in the chat if everyone in the chat could write down either an accurate temperature of what it is outside or inside, we want a temperature-based little chat happening.
Yeah, I think a great story about one time you've been cold, guys. Call us up. If there's been a time you've been cold, let us know. We want to hear all about it. Maybe you're your family.
I tried to make it because I wanted this like visually to seem like we were cold. So I put this beanie on, and now I feel like I look like the guitarist from U2, The Edge.
Edge? Yeah.
I'm not sure that it's working for me.
Is it The Edge or just Edge?
No, he's The Edge.
It's The Edge. And so I'd love in his family, like if he's got a wife or a partner or something, and it's like, can you just do the vacuuming and make sure, just do the general area, but also make sure you go around and do the, you know what I mean, don't you?
He keeps getting vacuumed all the time. It's like, no, not me. That Edge.
And what about the head, the lead in U2 in bed with his partner and saying, "God, you're a bit hard. I think you've got a."
Unbelievable, Dion.
You got a Bono.
Shocking.
No, it's great. It's great. Look, this isn't podcast. It's okay.
I just wanted to bring up quickly. We had dinner tonight, Christian and I, and Christian he cooked a great dahl. But he did do something that is really bad, and he burnt it. And so the bottom of the pot got nice and burnt, and I said, wait, don't mix it up. If you can just keep the nice stuff on the top that's not burnt, it's as if it never happened. But Christian was in there deep with the spoon, mixing it all in, mixing the black burnt bits all into the rest of the dahl.
Burnt bits?
Yeah, I saw them.
They were dark brown. And in my head, it wasn't worth the effort of taking all of the good top stuff out if all I needed to do was just mix the dark stuff in, because everyone likes a little bit of crunch in their dal curry, don't they? Also, sorry, Dion, before you interrupt, Josh, what were you doing the entire time that this meal was cooking?
I was the peanut gallery.
Hang on, Josh. Where was I and where were you?
I was sitting at the kitchen table. You were standing at the stove. Oh, no. I know what you're getting at.
Yeah. What am I getting at? So I was in my room, Dion, working, and Josh also working, but literally sitting opposite the curry as it cooked.
Yes.
Never thought to stir it.
Left alone on a high heat.
It was a low heat, but you never thought to get up and go, I'll just give it a quick stir.
No, because I would have thought the chef would understand how to cook something.
That's not a chef's hat; it's a beanie. But also, Josh, do you remember? I came around. I think it was last week, and we hung out for the first time in ages. And Christian made some popcorn. What happened with that popcorn, Christian? Did you cook it well? You cooked it very well. I didn't ask for well done popcorn, Christian. I didn't cut through the popcorn and go, oh, that's a little bit well done. It was fucking burnt.
I think it's a delicate game that we play with popcorn.
It is.
Because you want more, you want fully popped kernels. I hate when...
Yeah, you don't want a medium rare popcorn.
Yeah.
Can I just give a shout out? So we're going to start the episode in a few minutes, but a shout out to Alex who says, hey, first time joining. Alex, I remember today that you actually signed up to be a Patreon. So Josh and Christian, what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to put your hands together. And everyone else can do this. Put your hands together. Alex, new Patreon, and Alex, welcome to Patchwork.
So what's this you two are doing? Two hands together, moving them with velocity into one another.
Amazing. Who came up with the clap?
This.
There we go. There's Alex. There he is. Good work.
Just to quickly jump back to Christian burning dinner, my favourite thing about it was while we were eating, everyone was fine with it, right? Just it is what it is, okay? But Christian kept talking to try and cover himself. So as we were eating, he just chimed in with, I mean, it just mixes in so well, really. I didn't really know. I mean, sure, there's some crunchy bits, but guys, honestly, it probably tastes a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was a little bit better, and I'll do it again next time.
Can I just say, just before we crack into the episode, I have put my webcam up about 20 centimeters higher because a lot of people were getting concerned that I was actually going to consume my microphone in previous lives. So I hope you're all enjoying the bird's eye view of me. As you can see, there's no issues with loss of hair. I can go as bird's eye as I like. Obviously,
my camera will stay firmly where it is.
And I'm wearing a beanie.
All right, well, I think that's enough pre-chat. Let's start the episode.
Do you go to too much trouble preparing your house before a visitor comes around? If questions like this have crossed your mind, then you're in good company. Today we'll be taking a closer look at some of the daily habits and social conventions that make up the monotony of life. Let's continue to go through life unable to accurately convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of friendship. So join me, Dion, in my bedroom with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to bring up a social post that we did during the week that garnered a lot of attention. It was based off one of our classic games, Plate or Bowl, and I believe it was you, Dion, who was having some lasagna, and you ate from a bowl, and that's the photo we put up. And the question was asked, plate or bowl, and the resounding response was definitely plate. And I agree with plate. Yep. And so what about you, Dion? What about you, Christian?
So I'll just kick this off by saying, look, I feel the need to defend myself because if you go on our social media, you'll be able to see this. We'll post this during the week. And there was a very long plate of lasagna, a very long lasagna in a very sort of normal pasta plate. And it kind of, it was cut from a much bigger lasagna. So I just wanted to explain myself and just say that. But for me...
What do you mean? How was the lasagna cooked as just one long strip taking up multiple ovens in a row?
Dion's making out like that's not how all lasagna is made. No one makes single portions of lasagna. Of course, it's made anything that gets cut off.
Dion, how is it that wasn't cut into 2 separate servings?
Yeah, it's well. Hang on, 2 separate servings that I would otherwise eat. Do you mean, or 2 separate servings that I could eat on different occasions?
What? No, you put the other one opposite. You watch it as you eat the other one.
No, for me, hang on. This is not the focus. The focus should not be on the length of the lasagna. The focus is on, should it go in a plate or should it go in a bowl? Now,
about
for
how
me,
you use it.
Now, for me, surprisingly, I don't really mind if it goes in a plate or bowl. I'm quite happy to defer to people's better judgment. So as you said, we went to Instagram, we asked people plate or bowl, and I think it was something like 92% of people said, Christian,
92% of people said plate.
Yep.
So this was my the way that it rolled out for me during that day. I saw Dion's post and immediately I didn't even look at the other posts afterwards. I didn't look at any of our direct messages. I went straight to Dion. I said, "What are you doing, you maniac?" First, fix up your lasagna. 2, what is going on? How has everyone said plate? What has this world come to? Traditionally, and as I explained, lasagna is served in a bowl. Now, I feel as though I've been fact-checked by people who obviously have no idea how to serve a lasagna.
Hang on, Christian, explain your pedigree. Where do you get this sort of where does this all come from? This superiority you've got over other people?
I don't want to play the race card here.
You are.
And
not the time, Christian.
I would like it if I could change my virtual background to a flowing Italian flag. But lasagna is a primo piatto, right? It's the first plate. It's I think the sound just broke up for a second. Don't worry about that. Christian, we had some people that wrote into us that did have Italian heritage, didn't they? And many of them said, Christian, what the hell are you talking about? Now, can I ask you, Christian, are you prepared to be challenged that pasta is not always served in a bowl, that it is, in fact, possible to serve in a plate? Or do you think, is it a regional thing? Are some people, do they only have plates in southern? It's not regional. It's not the south of Italy has bowls and the north of Italy has plates. No.
Sicily's very
pasta is delicious
best bowls.
Traditionally, the South will eat their bowl after the meal. No. The reason that you serve it in a bowl, pasta, there's many reasons. I think one of them is aesthetic, which obviously we're not going to be picking form over function here. But another core reason is because there's a lot of bread involved at the end of the meal. You need to, and I think I interacted with one of the. I was fighting with everyone in our direct messages on Instagram, so I encourage you all to engage with me some more if you like. But as I described it, the bread becomes the skateboard for your fingertips to ride the half pipe of the bowl as you mop up the sauce.
Little bread tech deck.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Actually, can I just quickly ask you something? You know, when you're setting, I was going to say, God, I love when I bring this kind of stuff up. You know, when you're setting a table and you put a plate down and you put a bowl on that, how careful are you when you're eating from that bowl initially? How careful are you about getting stuff from that initial dish onto the plate? And do you sometimes have to replace the plate because it's just way too much from the bowl going on the plate? Does anyone know what I'm talking about right now?
Okay, I think you are just describing yourself as an incredibly messy eater with a problem that is not occurred to anyone else.
Oh, what about Bold Boy over here who doesn't know what to put his most traditional meal in?
Christian, he's bloody got his little skateboard out straight, off the half pipe into the gob.
I would love it. I would love Christian. Christian goes to Vietnam. What really wants a soup in Ho Chi Minh and orders, "Hi, can I have your traditional meat pho and can I have it on a plate, please?"
Okay, so again, if we're using cheap argumentative techniques, I'm going to appeal to authority here. Okay. We had a true blue Italian, true red, white, and green Italian write into our direct messages. His name was Matteo, and he said, "With you 100% of the way. In Italy, pasta is served out of a bowl." The second appeal to authority, I could ask our producer, please pull up the Wikipedia page for lasagna.
Oh my God.
So this is the official Wikipedia page for lasagna.
There it is. And the lasagna is in a bowl. I think that's the key difference here, Christian. Your version of a bowl is a giant, big bowl that's huge.
Hang on. Let's have a look at that Wikipedia page again. When was the page last edited and by whom?
There's a whole subsection commonly served in. No, but I think that's the difference, right? Your photo, Dion, was of a very small, tiny, almost tiny bowl, whereas Christian's thinking of a restaurant, a very large bowl, which I would concede. If you're getting a great big bowl like that, then yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, it's not a soup bowl, but ultimately the bowl needs to be your protection from the sauce. It's your one barrier. It's all you've got.
In case you're wondering, this whole episode, we will not move from this discussion. This whole episode is about this, so strap in.
I'm curious though, when you're eating pasta on a plate,
I don't know why he says it.
Are you not concerned about the spread of the sauce though?
I just don't.
Especially you, Dion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always concerned about the spread of the sauce. Like, what an absolute nightmare. Yeah, I am, but that's why I put it in a bowl.
Yeah, so you're on my side.
I did the right thing. It was just too long. And so, so the learnings from this is that next time I'll put it on a plate and I'll have it even longer. There you go. Let's move on. Oh, this is you, Josh. Oh no, it's not. It's me. Yep. So desperately sorry. I went over to a friend's place. In fact, a friend came over to my place the other day, and before he came over, I sort of noticed that there's these routines that I do. Routinely, I will throw everything that shouldn't be in its place in a room and close the door because I'm trying to clean up before friends come over. And so I was sort of reflecting. I was like, what is my routine and what am I going through? What's going through my head before someone comes over? There's all sorts of considerations, right? There's cleanliness. There's whether you put on music, what kind of music, what position you're in or where you are when that door gets knocked on. Do you leave the door open? So there's all this kind of stuff. So I wanted to ask you guys, in terms of when someone's about to come over to your place, Josh, Christian, I reckon you'll refurbish the place and tear down repaint the walls. But
I've
Josh,
got a special savings fund for when people come to visit.
But Josh, can I ask you, what kind of things are you doing before someone comes over? And is it dependent on who that person is as well?
Yeah, that's huge. Before I tell you that though, my instant image when you said of where you are, like when they arrive, I'm just imagining you finding some Shea lounge, just like I've got to look natural when they come in. It's mainly a cleanliness thing, right? But I don't go to too much effort. But I think also you touched on, we can get into that as well, is the familiarity of the person. Yeah. So let's just say it's a general normal friend. Mm-hmm. Any loose clothes, I'm making sure they're going in the hamper. Yeah. If they're clean clothes, they at least going up into the room, that kind of thing. But it's like a quick run around the rooms, right? And also I'm paying close attention to what rooms we're going to be using. So if I know we're not going to the study, don't have to worry about that. Bedroom, not going to happen. Lounge room, got to do a whip around there. But I'm not really cleaning stuff. I'm more just arranging things. So if there's like newspapers and stuff out, I'll just put them in a pile, instead of being strewn about. So it's not a big cleaning effort. It's more just a tidy up so you don't seem like a massive slob.
Yeah. And what about you, Christian?
Well, I was going to ask, what's your room? What's the room that you push everything into?
That's a good question. It's my bedroom and it's under the covers.
Under the covers?
No, it's not under the covers. That's a joke. That's just comedy effect, Christian. No, no, it's a sec. It's
just on top of the bed.
It's a second room. It's a study. But it's kind of like it's the great thing about having someone come over is if you know in advance it's happening, it's an opportunity to clean up the mess that you should have cleaned up anyway. Do you know what I mean? So but are you going and scrubbing the toilet, Christian?
Oh, absolutely. The toilet has to get inside of the rim, just make sure that everything's been given a wipe down. One of the most important parts about the bathroom for me is wiping down the top of the sink as well. Because, we all know it can accumulate some toothpaste, a little bit of grime.
Beard hair. Beard hair is, have we talked about this? Beard hair is almost impossible to remove.
Yeah, I reckon
nuclear fallout. If in Chernobyl, there's beard hair, everything was obliterated. It's just beard hair still there. And I just get rid of the beard hair.
It's all grown legs and run off.
Yeah, that's right.
The the issue as well with beard hair or any hair that you shave for that matter is that it's in the air. It takes its time coming down. So you may think that you've cleaned the surface just like dust. Like dust. It floats and decides when it wants to come down, which is why the bathroom clean and cleaning surfaces almost immediately before the person arrives. You want to
get out of it.
You want to make sure.
Oh, that is ridiculous. So you're not. You're cleaning it so that when the dust settles, almost as the phrase goes, you're just going, coming. Shoom.
Yeah. It's the last thing I do.
I think that's a good point, Christian. The bathroom, because the bathroom can be one of the most the most, I guess, awful sights of your house. Yes. So it's probably worth a bit more than a tidy up, a little bit of a spray or at least a cursory flush.
Yes,
absolutely.
A cursory flush. But remember, you have to get one pube on the seat, and you're gone. Like all credibility is gone. It has to start on the rim.
And that's why it's a silly decision to grow a mustache, because I tell you what, when those hairs get long, they look awfully like.
That's very true.
I was curious. Do you guys open your windows before people come, or doors, and get a stiff breeze through the house?
It's a great question. It's really difficult in winter, so definitely I would do that. And sometimes light a candle as well just before, but you don't want it to seem too staged, do you? Like, Josh, what are you doing? Are you doing that as well?
I will only go the door open if I walk into the room and I go, this stinks. And so normally it's fine. Our place is pretty fine. But I'll probably crack a window, just a little bit enough. But I think it makes more sense. I'm fine wallowing in my own filth and my own stench when it's just me. But if you're gonna have other people coming through, just crack a window a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I think that's really beautiful.
The number of people coming over as well is a huge thing. So if we're hosting a party, there's a lot more effort in that, because there's going to be a lot more spread throughout the house. So you're going to have to take care of more different parts of the house.
Yeah, to qualify what I was saying as well, I'm talking about when you're having a special visitor, like someone that maybe you haven't seen for a while. If it's friends coming over, sure, like it's a quick clean.
Yeah.
But if it's someone special, that's when you're preparing the platter beforehand, and that's when you've planned out what snacks you're bringing out at what intervals through their visit.
Hey, Christian, are you ever conscious of being too clean? Do you know what I mean? Like being really, really clean and having everything in the right spot and having maybe like a blanket on the corner of your bed. Oh, no, that is you, isn't it?
Sorry, Dion, are you ever worried about making too good an impression on someone?
The other thing I wanted to worry about is that, so let's say we're at the age, we're at the age where we're having dinner parties, right? Which is absolute hell that we call them dinner parties. We've got couples coming over. Music. What's your deal? What are you doing? Do you need music when they enter? And what are you choosing? Because I find when I'm trying to select music for those sorts of situations, you just never can nail it. You never nail it. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do with that first song, and then the second song is like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this playing for?
I think the key thing is with the background music, you've got to set the volume very low early. It needs to almost be inaudible. It's there, it's playing, but if it's too loud and people are concentrating on it, then they start to assess the choices.
Yeah.
If it's low enough that you can't really hear it and it just fills in the silences between it, I think then you're at a good level. And then the music, it kind of doesn't really matter what kind of music it is.
Just quickly, Christian, I'd love to hear what you do in this situation, but I just remember going over to a friend's place a couple of years ago, no longer friends, and they went over for a dinner party and they were playing like really light jazz music and the table was all set. And I was like, I felt like going in there going, fuck off. Just fuck off and stop staging this. It makes me feel so uncomfortable.
Oh, so you think that if you over prepare, you can make your guest feel uncomfortable?
Bit of like light jazz with a bit of brush on the hi-hat and stuff. Like, I'm not interested in that.
Well, I mean, if they've got a full band there, that does seem a little over prepared.
Brush on the toilet, brush on the hi-hat. No way.
They're brushing the hi-hat with the toilet brush.
There's your patch.
It's my bathroom quartet.
But Christian, what are you doing with music? You're having a dinner party. You got people coming around. Are you playing it before they come in, or you're turning it? Maybe you turn it on like a couple of minutes in. I don't know.
Yeah,
That detect.
yeah.
I don't know.
No. I'll have it playing from when I'm preparing because I'm going to set the mood well before they're there. The mood needs to settle into the room before they arrive. Right, Josh?
Just like your beard hair.
Yeah, you think that's silly, but you need the room because you can tell when you walk into someone's house and you're like, nah, this has just happened. This isn't natural.
Yeah.
But if you get the setting there and things are a bit moved a little bit and whatever, you come in and like Dion was saying, you feel comfortable. You know?
Yeah. Lighting's quite big as well. Like, I'm really happy in our house. We've got a few LED lights so we can control it on our phones. So go a bit dark, a bit dimmer. Not too. You still want to see things, but you've really got. If you know those kitchens with the big fluorescents, they're hell, aren't they?
Shocking.
Just when you're hanging out in someone's kitchen and it's just that fluorescent bar, it's just the biggest mood killer.
Something great that Josh has done in our kitchen is at 8 p.m. every single night, the lighting changes to a bit of a festive light.
I don't mind it. That's pretty
good. Warmer.
Yeah, it's a little bit warmer. Engages you in the nighttime feel. It's quite nice. I was curious if you didn't have a chance to clean your house and the guests just popped over and you were like, oh my God, this is going to be hella embarrassing. What is it that they're finding? I can't believe I said hella embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's hella embarrassing.
It is such a shame, isn't it? What are they finding that's the most embarrassing thing to you? So, Dion, what are you hiding? What is it that they would have found?
I reckon I reckon if they were able to see the grime behind the stove, and if that permeated other areas of the kitchen, it would be. I don't know if it'd be embarrassing though. Josh, what do you reckon? What would be particularly embarrassing?
I reckon for me, and I don't do it too often, but it does sometimes happen, is the leaving of cups and plates at your desk. I think that's a shocking look.
Shocking look, but perfect example, Josh. That's so true. It's a really, really bad example.
Because they'd come in and see that, and you'd both look at it, and you go, I'm better than this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You should go.
Yeah, it's so true. And I feel like the more food that's left on the plate, the worse.
Leftover.
Yeah, shocking.
I didn't even think about leftovers.
Couple of crusts from pizzas. Yeah, that's a terrible look. What about you, Christian? Is there something that you're really judging someone and you're going,
yeah,
Christ.
I think lots of dishes in the sink. Like you said, Dion, as well, the grime on the stove is a big one. If the bin is overflowing, which can happen. We all know it can happen. We all know that you probably wait for someone else to take care of it. But yeah, I think there's a plethora of things that you have to attend to, which is why preparing for someone to come over, you might have to give yourself an hour or more.
I reckon you need to give yourself an hour. The last thing I wanted to ask you guys though was like, so when those people, when you know the time's come, it's hit 8 o'clock, you know they're there, and you're just sort of hanging around doing nothing.
Yeah.
What do? Do you unlock the door?
Time.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? It's shocking.
The time when you're ready and you can't do anything else. You can't start something else.
Yes.
You're literally
because the mood has settled and now it's getting stale.
Yeah. That's right. So what do? Do you ever leave the door unlocked so they can just walk in, and when they knock, you're like, come in, and then you seem really, really relaxed?
And you say lounge, lie there. Come on, babe. Come on in.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, you can be
Hi,
just
Mum.
nonchalantly just, yeah. So, so as a derivative from the Roibos Challenge, and we do have a Roibos Challenge for you, excitingly, in a few moments, we play a game called High Team, where we basically write into anything we want, an inanimate object, a company, Christian's beanie. So I'm going to begin this High Team for the moment. Hi, backpack manufacturing team. Quick question. Most backpacks are very cheaply made, usually from polyester. Why are they so expensive? Also, most of your back straps are unjustifiable rubbish. Lumber regards, Dion.
Great. All right. I guess I'll send my letter as well. Hi, time and space team. Just writing in to say what a great job you're both doing. Personally, I've never felt time start going backwards or a sense of ceasing to exist in all places at once. Interdimensional regards, Christian.
Jesus.
I've got my email as well. Hi, insert key team. I've never once pressed you on purpose, except to turn you off. When will I ever want to overwrite that much work as I type? Can we please remove you and your mate scroll lock? Typed regards, Josh.
It was a long while ago now that we first did an impression of Tim the Toolman Taylor that everyone seemed to quite enjoy. So we've made a habit of going back and trying to mimic things that don't really need to be mimicked. This patch, we're going to try mimicking clearing your throat mid-sentence, but we have a sentence that we'll all be reading out.
But the key thing with Copycat is we want the most authentic reproduction of that sound. So we don't want it over the top. We don't want it like, it's like, what does it actually sound like in this situation when someone's clearing their throat?
Yep. All right. Who wants to kick off? Josh, do you want to kick off first?
Sure. It's always hard going first, isn't it? Jeez. It gives me great pleasure to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, a man who I'm honored to call a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daryl Summers.
That is so shit.
Oh,
that was,
Josh.
I'm usually garbage at this. Although last time I think I won unequivocally, but that was disappointing and
I didn't
garbage.
like it. I liked my sniff, but the rest of it was pretty
sniff
average.
was good, but Josh, you didn't realize you cleared your throat
I
before
know!
you got started, which sounded great.
I realized
Yeah.
that. I fucked
Yeah.
it.
All right,
Good
I'll go.
There you go.
There you go. All right, my go now.
How did that sound? I'll take that one. Okay.
Daryl Summers.
All right. It gives me great pleasure to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, a man who I'm honored to call a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daryl Summers.
Yeah, not bad. That was pretty good,
Power
Christian.
through.
I
To
didn't mind
pretend
it.
it didn't happen.
That's right. I'm about to present Daryl Summers to the stage. I'm not going to take the attention off him.
All right, my go. It gives me great pleasure to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, a man who I'm honored to call a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daryl Summers.
What was that? Ooh.
Dion, you shot yourself in the foot the moment you tried to do an impression.
I know, but you know what I really wanted to do? My dad has I hope he's watching tonight. He has the funniest way of clearing his throat. It's so iconic, and I really wanted to do it, and no one else would have laughed, but it goes like this. It's like, it's amazing.
Speaking of funny things dads do, my dad used to, when he burped, he would make this sound. He'd burp. You know the ones where it just kind of comes out like,
Yeah.
He'd go, every single time he'd beatbox afterwards.
I think I'm back on me now. I think mine was great compared to those two.
Yeah, I reckon. I think mine was the best. I think Christian's is Christian's is probably the best, wasn't
I
it?
think it's safe to say that I've taken out this one here.
I think we'll let the chat decide. So in the live chat, if you want to let us know who you think won, and we'll check later in the show.
And
All right,
we'll never
so-
buy Roibos. Don't know if it's just me. It's got nothing to do with tea. We just want everything for free.
It's been a long time between Roibos tea drinks, but finally we're back. So for those of you who are new to the podcast, who haven't heard us in a while, the Roibos Challenge, once upon a time, began at a restaurant. I ordered a Roibos tea. It tasted like shit. I contacted the company Emma and Tom's, and they ended up sending me a hell of a lot of juice and Roibos and bars and fruit bars. So the Roibos Challenge is all about getting that consumer justice in the best way you can. And boy, do I have a cracker for you today.
It's my favorite part of the Roibos Challenge is the way we describe it as consumer justice.
This is endorsed by the Australian Consumer Competition Commission. It's backed by consumer law. And so so for those of you who do know me, you'll know that when I go and buy something, I usually put a hell of a lot of effort into research. It's crazy because I get all sorts of people from all walks of my life coming to me and saying, hey, have you bought a monitor recently? What's your view on a monitor? Have you bought a chair? And Christian did that recently, and the recommendations are usually really, really good. So what I did recently was I was in the market for a jacket, a nice puffer jacket. And so I scoured the internet, and recently I've been obsessed with like the color, like a mustard burnt orange color. I'm obsessed with it. Anyway, this is the build up.
You realized one of your best Roibos was the duck down jacket?
Yeah.
Very, very early on in Welcome to Patchwork.
Anyway, so I finally found this jacket online and I decided to get it shipped from England. All right. It's so much work put into it. So what I did was I ordered it from England, and look, during these times, things are taking a little bit longer, but I was getting a bit concerned because it hadn't arrived yet. So guys, what I've done is I had an email conversation with this seller in England. So what I've done is I've shared with you the script. So Christian, I'm going to get you to play me. And Josh, I'm going to get you to play the vendor or the seller of this jacket. And Christian, you can kick off there up the top.
Okay. I feel like I should be doing this with my fingers. Hi, team. Ordered this jacket, but tracking hasn't been updated. Can you look into why? Thanks, Dion.
Hello. Thank you for contacting us. Your parcel has been shipped on 07/05/2020 via Royal Mail International. Unfortunately, the international standard delivery that we use is not a tracked service. It usually takes approximately 15 to 20 working days for the item to be delivered to Australia. But this kind of postal service highly depends on your local postal and custom services and could sometimes take a bit longer. Not necessarily, but happens. We hope that your item will reach you shortly. If we can be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to contact us again. Best regards, Angel.
And
Hi,
so
Angel.
I went on.
Hi, Angel. But there is a tracking number that has been provided to me. It is tracking number.
Hi. Thank you for following up. Unfortunately, the order is not traceable. Due to the current situation, the delivery might take up to 20 working days. Kindly let me know if the order has not been received by the end of the working day of the 5th of June. Should you have any further queries, please do not hesitate to contact me back. Kind regards, Angel.
So what I did was I waited till the 5th of June, hadn't heard anything, and I thought I would step in to see what was going on because I was getting a bit antsy. It'd been like a month.
Did you hesitate, Dion?
No, I didn't hesitate.
Good. Do not hesitate.
Hi there. I'm emailing you as you requested. The item has still not arrived. Let me know next steps.
Hi. Just a quick follow-up. Your parcel seems to have been lost in transit. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. I've processed a full refund to your account and it should reach you within 48 hours. Feel free to place a new order if the item is still required. If I can help you with anything else, please do not hesitate to contact me back. Kind regards, Angel.
All right. So in this situation, it was a $230 jacket. Oh. They gave me a tracking number that was not traceable, which I thought was incredible. And I was like, oh, God, I've waited a month for this. I really wanted this jacket. It was a really lovely jacket. I really wanted it. But you know what? At least they've honored the refund and it's just been no hassle.
I feel like since the Roibos challenge started, Dion, I can almost imagine the both the anger and excitement now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Up.
And you're exactly right, Christian, because for a lot of people, this is the end of the conversation. For me, it's merely the start of it. So what happened then was in the meantime, so I got that email from them. The refund was processed on the Thursday. On the Monday, I hear a knock at the door and I see the postie there and he has a package, rip open the package and there's the jacket. Now, the jacket was there. I'd received the refund.
Yes.
What does one do? What is the ethical thing to do in this situation? The ethical thing to do in this situation, right, is you wait up. You go, right. Big company, can they afford it? They took ages. They didn't track it. It obviously didn't mean much to them. But then I thought to myself, oh, you know what? It's a difficult time at the moment. Companies are doing it tough. I'm going to let them know what just happened. So, Christian, what did I do?
Hi there. I just wanted to let you know that the jacket actually was delivered to me this morning. Let me know if you would like me to make a payment. Kind regards, Dion.
So you'll notice the phrasing that I used in there. It wasn't like, it was just, let me know if you'd like me to, just nice and light. Let me know if you'd like me to make a payment.
Yeah, like that sentence could have been condensed, but
That's right.
The fact that it was a little bit longer, you're right, it was lighter.
Yeah, it's
More palatable.
Much much lighter, much like this incredible down jacket that I've got beside me here. And so, Josh, so this is really the culmination of the experience. Josh, then I asked them if they would like me to make a payment. And what did they say, Josh?
Hi. Thank you for letting me know. Please keep the order and the refund as a gesture of goodwill. In the meantime, do not hesitate to contact me for any other questions you may have. Best regards, Angel.
Now,
Amazing.
For those
Thank
of you
so much.
For those of you on the YouTube live stream, if you're joining us, we do these every 2 weeks on a Thursday night, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I have the jacket over my head right now. It was a completely free jacket. Amazing. Thank you so much. And Josh, their final response was?
And based on your reaction just then, Dion.
Dion.
Hi, Dion. You are most welcome. Always a pleasure to help and see our customers happy. I wish you a fantastic rest of the week. Should you have any questions, please contact me back. Kind regards, Angel.
Actually, it sounds like Angel, she wants you to hesitate about this final time you're going to contact her back. I think she's drawn the line. You've got yourself a jacket. You won.
The best thing about this is you took the moral high ground.
I know.
You offered the payment.
It's the perfect outcome. My favorite thing in that last email was always a pleasure to help and see our customers happy. I can confirm I'm not a customer. There's no customer about me. There was no exchange of money.
If what it takes to make your customers happy is giving your products away for free, they have a shocking business model.
That's going to be my reply.
Yeah.
That is so great.
Congratulations, Dion. I guess we're at the point, maybe it's for you and I to decide, Josh, how many Roibos leaves out of 10 will Dion get for this one?
Do you know what? Can I make a suggestion? We're going to go to a break, and after the break, you guys confer. We'll come back. We've never done it before. We'll come back with how many Roibos leaves. Do you guys love it or do you hate it?
How many Roibos leaves out of 10? Don't forget as well, during the break, make sure you get your really goods in the chat. We'll pick 3 and we'll be reading them out once we come back.
So in the chat, your really goods, we'll read them out. We'll see you in a few minutes. I'm very toasty at the moment, but hopefully we get to read some of your really goods out soon. So we're back finally, and it's been much anticipated. I've just delivered one of the heavyweight Roibos challenges, let's say. And on this occasion, Josh and Christian have conferred to award Roibos sleeves. But Josh, any preliminary comments?
Yeah, look, I think in traditional Dion factor, when assessing the Roibos, you are always very harsh on them. So I am very early. I'm on a 7. And you know why? Because you didn't get anything extra, mate. You always go on about the extras. You didn't get anything. All you got was the product and a refund. You didn't get anything extra.
I got a free $230 jacket.
Yeah, and I'm pretending to be you awarding leaves. You hate it when they don't get free stuff on top of it.
That's right. I used the same rationale, but I gave you 7.5 because you did choose the moral high ground and were rewarded for it.
And that, what do you mean? Wait,
so Dion,
that's a shocking score for moral high ground.
Let me understand this. If someone in season 1, if I can remember his name being Trent,
it was Trent,
received a free car replacement, and you received a jacket.
No. It was no. That's very different, Christian. It was a replacement. It wasn't a free car. It was a replacement car.
He had an entire
century.
I've done nothing for this jacket. I've literally done nothing. My PayPal account was dented for 1 month, and that's it.
Dion, I'm going to message Angel. I'll have no hesitation.
Bullshit.
What did the chat say?
The chat, very interesting. Actually, the chat's full of really goods that.
There was an 11. There was a 6.3. I'm happy.
He had an 8.7.
And I think
8.7. Good on you, Joe.
And
Amanda, 11. There you go.
But I think we must agree that my decision is final. And Dion, I'll confer with Christian. We will give you 7.5 Roibos sleeves.
Really, really good. You know what's really, really good? Really, really good. You know what's really, really good?
So we're fortunate enough to be doing these live streams every 2 weeks on YouTube Live on Thursday nights. And we put it to the YouTube Live chat. What's your really good? And on this occasion, on this beautiful night, do you know what Linda thinks is really good? When the 2 random socks you grab from the drawer in the dark end up being a matching pair.
Really good.
And you know what Alex Chia Cumberledge thinks is really good? When you walk out to your car on a freezing cold morning and the windscreen isn't frozen over.
Really good. And you know what Andrew Totino thinks is really good? When you achieve the perfect balance between hot and cold when having a shower.
Yeah, it's really good.
You know what's really good?
Oh, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Welcome to Patchwork. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much to those on YouTube Live who've joined us. Shout out that we have a Patreon page, patreon.com/welcome to patchwork. We have so many lovely people. We had an awesome Zoom call a couple of weeks ago where we got to see some Patreon faces. They got to ask us some very personal questions. It was really, really lovely. So I encourage you to sign up to Patreon. And of course, we have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we like helping people out. And we know that there is a business out there called Stanley Street Kitchen. Now, Stanley Street Kitchen, as you can see, for those on YouTube Live, they make these delicious boutique foods at rock bottom awesome prices. But they basically are a way that you can buy basically staples. So butter chicken, a kilo butter chicken or a kilo bolognese. We know it's really tough at the moment for some people not being able to go out. And so what you can do is you can go to stanleystreetkitchen.com.au, and this is for our Melbourne listeners, and you can order meat bolognese or vegan bolognese or Rogan Josh.
Isn't it interesting that pasta's in a bowl there, Dion?
Yeah, I know.
Very interesting. Looks like Stanley Street Kitchen have got my tick of approval as well.
But it's actually really awesome because, like, for instance, butter chicken, you can get a kilo of it for $18.
Yeah, it's mental.
And it's got a shelf life of a month because it's vacuum sealed.
And they've got really great vegan options as well, great vegetarian options.
Yeah, they've got chili con carne, they've got dahl. Anyway, stanleystreetkitchen.com.au. Encourage you to check it out. If you use the promo code PATCHWORK10, you'll get 10% off your order. It's delicious food. I've tried it. I loved it. Some of it had garlic and an onion in it. I couldn't eat it. Found it after. But yeah, check it out. It's really, really good. StanleyStreetKitchen.com.au. Use promo code Patchwork10. And as we do every week, we sew a new patch into our quilted friendship. Josh, what patch did you sew into our quilt this week?
Thank you, Dion. My patch this week was you laying out semi-naked on a Shea lasagna, waiting for your guest to arrive. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you, Josh. This week, I sewed into my patch my very confused guests who have been served wine and cheese in bowls. And Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is Christian cleaning up the remnants of a long lasagna from the rim of his toilet bowl. Thank you very much for listening to Welcome to Patchwork this week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
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 Free. All free.